guys, it's Monday and I got the kids off to school, got my husband on a road trip and I've been shooting some videos, and I thought I would actually give you my first original close encounter experience and really the seeding as to where I am today with all of this new fun exploration, and especially for those of you, my dear friends and family, who might think that I'm literally off my rocker, as some of my family do already say and think. Some of you may know this story and some of you may not. In the past, I've typically shared it after a couple tequila shots and in jest, and have actually always really held it quite close to my heart. And there are a few sacred souls that do know this story and hold it with me and understand. They've never judged me for it. So I want to give you the full story, and then I'm going to share with you some of my recent footage that I got. I've got some great video and I've got some great actual pictures as well. So my story, here it is. Completely sober. Major detail. Okay, so it's 1994. I have just arrived back from Maui. I was living there for a year or so, taking a break from college. And while I was there, at the very end of my stay, a friend of mine gave me a book to read. And at the time that I was there, I was doing a ton of reading. I was really soul searching, and it was part of my original, I think, awakening back in 1994. The book that was given to me was Bringers of the Dawn by Barbara Marciniak. And if you have not read it, this should blow the doors of your mind wide open. And then she's also got 3 more books that, of course, I gobbled up right after I finished that one. But what had happened was I arrived back into Santa Barbara, and I had like a chapter left of this book. And I was back in my home, and I had some coffee, and I finished the last chapter of this book. And at the very end of the book, I was jazzed, I was fired up, I was high on the vibration that it gives you. And I simply said to myself, you know, in my heart and in my soul, I said, I'll believe it when I see it. And closed the book, and that was that. And I knew that there was more books out there, so I was going to go and maybe go to the bookstore and find the others after I decided to go on a hike. So I decided to go on a hike. And here in Santa Barbara, there's a very popular hike. It's called Rattlesnake Canyon up in Mission Canyon. And so I went by myself with a dog, and I started my way up. It's a pretty steep hike, so it's a lot of work, a lot of exercise, a lot of breathing, and it's straight up. And actually, we have a great view of the final ending point, which is Gibraltar Rock, or one of the ending points, or at the top of the hill. And I don't know if you can see it on this video behind me, but there's like a monolith rock, and that's Gibraltar Rock up there in the hills back behind me, there-ish somewhere. And so I hiked all the way up to the top, and at the top of the mountains there, the whole mountain ridge, there's a road. It's called East Camino Cielo. And so it's a fire road, and that's the top of the trail. So while I was about halfway on the trail, I looked up and I saw this huge, gigantic silver object, and I just didn't get it. I don't know. I thought Santa Barbara had installed some tower or something. I don't know. And I just kept hiking, and I got all the way up to the top, and then there was a huge, probably 300-meter ship object. It was metallic silver, no seams, no windows, no antennas, like your classic saucer, but it was huge. It was like the mothership. It probably wasn't a mothership, but it was gigantic. And I took my new art skills. I kind of drew a little sketch, you know, because that's what people do to try to explain. I don't have photography of this one. And so, okay, so here, I'm just gonna get close. There's the mountains behind us. And here's the fire road, East Camino Cielo. I was located about right here. Here's the monolith, Gibraltar Rock. And this is the craft, okay? It took up the whole mountain range. It was huge. It was a really kind of an overcast silver day, and so it kind of blended in with the background, but yet it stuck out at the same time. So that's my artistic sketch. That's where I was. This is the road, the rock, and the ship. The ship was huge. So as I'm standing there up at the top of the road, I'm looking at it, and I'm just looking at it, you know, still not getting it, not understanding what the heck it was. And all of a sudden, the loop went running in my head. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. And it was, I think, them communicating to me that this was my proof that here, I was seeing it now. And it was huge. Again, it was gigantic. At that moment, I realized then, I realized. And at that moment, I forgot everything that was in the book, this awesome book that I had read, and fear took over. And I kind of froze, and I started shaking uncontrollably, and I started crying, and I was afraid I was going to get abducted. And in my head, you know, I screamed at them. I said, stay away from me. I'm not going anywhere. I want to stay on Earth. And I turned around and I ran as fast as I could all the way down to the trail to my car. And when I got down to my car, I looked up and everything was gone. You know, it was just a beautiful overcast day. And then I got home and I told my roommate, and you know, she thought it was cool, but I had a serious kind of breakdown. It took me, you know, I didn't sleep for a couple months, and it took me a long time to process that energy, because that was like a major womp, you know, it was like the wedge, it was like a big giant wave of just alternate reality check. So so that's my first close encounter that I had. And then after that, I was really crazy, like I wanted to get into the whole world and scene, and but at the same time, I wasn't I needed to make money, and I was starving college student, so I just kind of shelved it, and it only came out, you know, on drunken escapades or whatever. Somebody was going, tell them your story about the UFO, and so I'd excuse me, I'd tell the story. So that's that. Since then, I had seen several intuitive, you know, psychics or whatever over the last 25 years, and all of them, without, you know, I would tell them a little bit of the story and say, okay, now I'm ready to see them again. I want to see again. And every single intuitive psychic would say, no, you have your proof, you have your proof, you have your proof. So for the longest time, I didn't see anything, you know, nothing, zilcho. And it was shelved, the whole experience. And then literally in the last, you know, year, it's back. It's major, and I can handle it now, and I'm actually really enjoying this new experience, this new mind opening, and yeah, I think I'm a little more mature now, and I can manage it, and I can pay my bills at the same time. So, I think a little bit. So anyway, I hope you enjoy that story, and I hope that it might help some of you. I think that the 90s were kind of a beginning, or a new beginning of contact and connection, because with everybody that I sort of research and see, it seems like they've had sort of some of those similar experiences during that time frame as well. So there's something there. Now, lastly, for the new footage, I just want to let you know I got a great first video for you, and it's a nice ship. I had actually meditated from this morning, and I asked my star friends to give me some good footage and to slow down. so that I could get them. You know, I'm constantly getting them at the speed of light, and I asked him to slow down, and to get a little closer so that I can get a better shot. And so this video that you're going to see is really great. It's just that. So I'm really happy about that. I'm going to keep asking him to come closer. Maybe not as close as that first time, but like close enough to get some clear videos or photographs with my little iPhone here. And then lastly will just be some more images that I kind of opened up. And lately I've been trying to capture the whole landscape, so that you can see a tree or a house rooftop, and then where the shifts are in dimension to the backyard, literally. I think that's it for right now. So I'm working with my own photography a little bit so that it fits into this little iMovie app, because I noticed that some of my photos were getting chopped off and some of my shifts weren't getting seen. I don't know, it's just figuring it all out. So I hope you get enough to chew on, and of course I'll continue to point and shoot and share. So I hope you enjoy the information. Thanks for watching.